Hi guys, this is Paradox with some Duelyst tips. This one is going to be about the Gauntlet play mode, which if you've played Arena before, or sorry, if you've played Hearthstone before, it is like the Arena mode. It's essentially what happens is you get 3 random cards, you pick one of the 3 cards, the other 2 are discarded, and then you see 3 new cards. You do this until you have 30 cards in your deck, and you end up playing against other people who have these random decks. Well, the reason why people like to play this mode, well, there's 2 major reasons. One, if you get good at it, you can do it infinitely, and you get a pack every time that you finish it. You get gold, you get dust, you get a bunch of other stuff, and you can continue just doing these over and over and over and build a huge collection. That's one of the reasons. The other reason is if you're new to the game, it's a good way to play where everyone's kind of on an even playing field. The biggest problem with it is it costs you 150 gold to go in, which means if you're not good at it, you get kind of punished, especially for being a new player, because you're going against the people who've been playing this game for a long time. But I do have some tips for you guys today to get through this. I myself am a new player, so before you turn this off, I do want to tell you a little bit about my progress. The first one I did, I got 1-3. Second one I did, I got 2-3. Third one I did, I was 1-3 again. So, not very good, honestly. And I kind of figured out a couple things to help me out, and I cheated a little bit, and I'm going to teach you guys how I did that. And then my last couple that I've done, the last one I had was it was a 5-3. Before that was a 7-3. Before that was another 7-3. And consistently, it's been over 3 wins, and it's been a lot higher every single time. So what I'm going to show you is actually someone else's content, and I'm going to give him all the credit. But it's this guy who's really good at these gauntlets. He created a tier list. This guy's name is Sinosure, and his Twitch is twitch.tv/SinosureGG. I will put that in the description. I will also put this tier list in the description, and I'm going to tell you guys how to use it, or at least how I used it to go from 1 to 2 wins per gauntlet to an average of maybe 6 or 7 wins per gauntlet. So the first thing to know is you're going to look for numbers. The higher the number, the better it is. There's this ratings list. When you really want to get into it, you can go through all these like symbols and all that. I'll be honest, I didn't even look at any of the symbols. Didn't even look at them. They definitely can help out, but I really wouldn't worry about it. This is really what I looked at. The class tier list and the tier lists when you actually get into the classes. So let's say, for example, you get 3 choices. You get Abyssian, you get Vitruvian, and you get Songhai. It's very easy to go through here and look at which one has the highest chance of winning. Remember, guys, this is for new players. When you get into the game and you actually understand everything that's going on, and you're averaging like 5 or 6 wins, pick whatever race you want. Pick whatever race you like to play. But for the new players that don't know what kind of races they like, and they don't really know exactly the best way to play, this is going to be your way to start. This is going to teach you how to know what cards have high value, to find out why they have high value, and just overall kind of skip that newbie area where you just are losing and dropping all this value. Like, you're overspending for packs. This way, we can skip past that. If you're willing to go out and actually watch this video and watch other videos to teach you how to do Gauntlet and teach you how to get better at this game, then you deserve a shortcut, and this is a shortcut. So let's say you got Abyssian, Vitruvian, and Songhai. We see that Abyssian has the highest score based off of the tiers from Sinosure. And if Sinosure sees this video and I'm mispronouncing your name, please comment and tell me that I'm mispronouncing your name. Alright, so we're doing Abyssian. We're going to go down here and we're going to find the one that says Abyssian tier list. Now, I really recommend going through and reading these general drafting tips. It explains some of the things that you need to go through. The main thing that I really recommend doing is going with a curve, and he says that right off the bat is the mana curve, and I'll explain that a little bit further. But let's move into how to use this tier list. So we click on the Abyssian, and it brings up this this little guide on Abyssian of what he kind of goes for. I didn't even try to go for really a theme. What I would do is I literally would just look up every single pick, and I would just pick the highest number out of all of these. I would ignore the symbols, I would ignore everything else, and I would pick the highest number out of all of these. I did that a couple times, it worked out okay, and then I made one change. I looked up the number, but then if I was close to another one, let's say I look up three things, I don't know, the Mana Forger, I don't know, a Lady Luck, and a Chimera. If I find that and I know we can't get all of those because they're different rarities, but either way, the Lady Luck and the Chimera are very close in points. What I'll do is I'll look at which one's going to actually be better on the curve and better for my team. So usually, I don't want to throw another formula out there or anything, but I try to do like plus or minus 5 points. If something is really good for the deck you have, I usually add about 5 points of value to it. If it's not that great, let's say I have a bunch of 5 casts and I get this one card that's like a 90 or like a, I don't know, 95 or like a 90. I'll drop it by like 5 if I already have a bunch of 5 casts. But even still, if the other cards are like 20s, might as well get another 5 cast if it's going to be that much better than those other cards. But if my other cards are like 85s, then you can kind of bump it down and get something that's actually going to be better for your deck. So really, with those two major things that you need to pay attention to, just this rating score and your curve or what your deck needs. Like this is another one, like Golem Metallurgist or whatever. If you have a bunch of golems that you've ended up picking up one of these helps out quite a bit. It's a decent value card on its own, but it gets a lot better if you've got a bunch of golems. Now he does put that as one of the symbols, but overall, if you pay attention to these two things, your wins are going to go up to at least 3. If you want them to go up a lot higher, you got to start really just working on the mechanics of the game and the tactics of the game. When you can get the mechanics and the tactics down, which I'll do some videos on how to lock people in certain corners, how to use certain synergies. That's another thing. A lot of these have synergies with other cards. But really, you really want to prepare on getting those couple things. But just doing this, I promise you, will increase your drafting. Now, the thing about this too is this is only a tool to show you the value of cards before you really know the value of cards. If you're an expert player and you're coming on and watching this video to get some really like expert advice to kind of min-max your strategies, this probably isn't the video for you. That's when you get into some other things, and you're probably already above my level with that. But this is for the beginners that don't want to take the time. Not really that they don't want to take the time, it's just they're going to get there eventually. This is just a shortcut for them to not lose all their value just buying arenas and losing instead of just buying packs. So doing this definitely helps out. You can try out the different races. If you seem to be not very an aggressive person, then try not to play Abyssian. Try not to play other like Songhai or Abyssian. And yeah, I mean this is one of the major things he says. Keep in mind, even the weakest classes can perform admirably in the Gauntlet to a skilled pilot, and that's extremely true. If you do play aggressive and you want to play with combos, go ahead and play Songhai if you see it. He's just doing in general, based off of the value of the cards, is where these guys stand. However, value is, I mean, it's great, but skill can trump value in many cases. So overall, if you guys have any questions, I I definitely just leave a comment below. I can definitely help out. Remember, all of this stuff that I find for tips in Gauntlet are going to be in the description of the video. And I'll start getting some other videos out for different tactics, how to just improve your base gameplay, as this is going to improve your drafting abilities. Just even having a really good deck can still be shut down if you just don't know how to play it. So I will get into some of the different play styles, and drafting you do want to play a little bit different. I recommend watching Cynosure here whenever his Twitch is online. But when it's not, just check out some of the videos. I think he does some videos too. I'll put those in the description if he has any really good ones. Either way, guys, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.